Welcome back. Well, it's time to talk about the Women's AITEO Cup. What happened yesterday? Rivers Angels. Everyone has been saying if they can really, maybe name the AITEO Cup after Rivers Angels. More like AITEO RA Cup, something like that. Is it possible? Well, we'll see because they won it 8 times now. And since the name changed from last year, they won it last year and this year they retaining it. It was also against Ibom Angels. We have a guest in the studio, Kayode. He's here. Kayode, good morning. It's good to have you.
Yeah, good morning, guys. Great to be back.
How you doing?
And if I can just add to what you're just saying, well, it's not far-fetched because they've done it again and again and again. They've won it 3 years in a row and 8 times in total. I know Ibom Angels will feel hard on by having lost to them last year and yesterday by a goal to nil, but they live to fight another day. It's just Rivers Angels' time in the sun.
The time. I think I love that word, right? The time. Well, I mean, I was actually chatting up the media officer last night. I said, look, I mean, it's like it's going to be a perpetual team more like it. If you can win the league, there's something you can win at the end of the day. I mean, is there a team that can actually come up and dethrone you girls? She said no.
They didn't win the league last season.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Nasarawa Amazons did.
Yeah.
And we saw Ibom Angels give them a run for the money in the final last year, but the strength and depth of Rivers Angels proved vital. If you have the likes of Evelyn Waboku, former captain of the national team in the heart of the middle of the park, and other support cast, even Chiamaka Nadozie, you would say that they are like the go-to team whenever they want to look for the best of players on the local scene for the national team. But I expect other teams to definitely give them a run for the money in the coming seasons because they will be feeling out on by that. Why is it just Rivers Angels all the time? And if you stay at the top for quite a while, the only place to go is just be down. And that team will take over after a while, but it's just Rivers Angels at the moment.
If you want to be Rivers Angels, start poaching their players. That's the only thing.
Okay.
Start poaching their players.
And then we'll talk more on this Rivers Angels and, of course, Ibom Angels. Let's go to NBA now. Later, we come back to the AITEO Cup, talking about what went down last night. I mean, everyone is talking about this big one. But then before we, get your reaction on all the games, let's just take a look at the fixtures on the night. What happened, I mean, starting from the 76ers and the Detroit Pistons, it was 132 and 133.
Just a point, just 1 point. And the man of the night is none other than Blake Griffin, who had 50 points. The first time a Pistons player would do so in 12 years. The last player that did was Rip Hamilton. And he became the 6th player of Detroit Pistons in the history of the club to achieve such feat. And he had 22 points in the second quarter. And it was just the man that rose above every other person. It was 22 for 35 on the field. And out of 10 attempts for 3 points, he had 5, which meant it was very, very rampant. But what took the shine off Blake Griffin was the battle between Andre Drummond and Joel Embiid. They trash-talked on social media and they took it to the court. But it was Joel Embiid who had 33 points and 11 rebounds. Drummond at some point was ejected after he had his second technical foul. But definitely it was the night for Blake Griffin, 5-time All-Star, 50 points. You don't achieve that on a daily basis.
That's all. You don't do that. And if you check what you're seeing right there, I think the drama was just between Joel Embiid and, of course, Blake Griffin on and on and on and on. But at the end of the day, it was just a 1-point win. Reggie Johnson supplying 23 points. Smith also tossed in 21 off the bench. And you had, okay, now let's take a look at the top performance of the night. You mentioned it earlier, 50 points, 40 rebounds and 6 assists, filling everything, not just about the points, but also about the rebounds. And the big man, Joel Embiid, also having 33 points, 11 rebounds, and 7 assists. But at the end of the day, it was just that one winning 3-point play. There was just 1.8 seconds left in overtime to actually give them that
We're
victory.
getting to see a number of OT performances. Just yesterday, the San Antonio Spurs and the LA Clippers ended in overtime. Patty Mills kind of busting the bubble of LA Clippers, even though LeBron James missed 2 free throws and a setback 3-pointer. I feel they had it in their hands to win, but I guess just that effort from Patty Mills was what brought about San Antonio Spurs' victory on the night. We also witnessed that again early this morning between the Detroit Pistons and the Philadelphia 76ers. it's still early days. We are still going to witness 82 regular season games up until April next year. But I want to see how far Detroit Pistons would go. When Blake Griffin was traded from LA Clippers, I knew at some point he would make his influence count in the team. That we're getting to witness now, provided he's injury-free. And Andre Drummond, the big man on the center, who can also be in the mix. They can vie for the playoffs if they continue in this state.
I mean, something just came to my mind. The game we're talking about, how close it was. Have you ever seen anybody get 50 points and still be on the losing side? Just racing through my mind. Because if he had been on the losing side, it would have been something else.
Well, it does happen once in a while. We did see...
Because 50 points is remarkable.
It's remarkable. We did
just one
see
player.
Anthony Davis last season. I think they lost against the Golden State Warriors. They had a 50-point performance.
And they still lost.
They still lost.
Wow.
Okay. It happens, but it's not every now and then. You don't get to see players do this regularly.
Maybe every other person was sleeping.
Black Mamba, Kobe Bryant. He had so many points over 50. I think about 2 seasons ago before he retired. These things don't get to happen often, but when they do, it's quite remarkable. Like I did say, Blake Griffin is the 6th player in the history of Detroit Pistons to achieve this feat, and the first in 12 years since Rip Hamilton. It doesn't get to happen often.
Okay.
Okay.